Okay, here we go. Day 2, which is actually day 3 because I didn't get a chance to do a blog yesterday. I went to Sacramento to take the California real estate licensing exam, and I was actually really surprised that I passed, but I did. So now I have to pay the money and get the license. It involves turning in fingerprints and money. So anyway, so today this advice actually comes from Dave Ramsey. He is a financial advisor, radio talk show host, and he has developed a line of classes on financial management, and his basic philosophy is getting yourself completely free of any kind of debt. And that means sacrificing sometimes, but the bottom line is when you pay cash for everything, and it ends up costing less. So I get a lot of email from Dave Ramsey website, and Dave Ramsey Solutions, I guess is what he calls it now. Anyway, this today is directly from Dave Ramsey. And he says, now's the time to get ready for your 2018 tax season, which means doing your 2017 taxes. And if you haven't already received all your tax forms, don't worry. You should be getting all of those within the next couple days, because as of today at midnight, people are required to have those postmarked to you. So that means that technically they do have until midnight tonight to mail those out to you, as long as they're postmarked. So don't worry if you haven't gotten it yet, but if you don't have it within the next couple of days, you might want to make sure you contact any former employers, your mortgage company, any place, any banks where you're expecting any kinds of statements, your tax forms from school. A lot of times those are available online. Sometimes you can get your tax forms from your student loan. They're downloadable and you just print them out yourself. So, but you do need all of those, and if you do file your taxes without certain required things, you will be required to file an amendment, and that will cost you, unless you're doing it yourself, which is fine, but amendments are tricky and no fun. So you might want to get someone involved, but they're probably going to charge you some money to be able to do it. So just be patient. Remember that the money, for the most part, the money you're getting is not a windfall. It's not something that the government is giving you unless you're getting earned income credit. It is your taxes that you've been paying all year long, and it's the refund of that money. A lot of people like to make sure that their balance of what is going out in taxes all year long is balanced with what they're going to owe, so that way it's almost a wash, and they're maximizing their money. Instead of letting the government use it all year, they might want to put it into an account. It might be interest bearing. For some people it might be a substantial amount, and so that's important. Anyway, what Dave says is seeking out a professional assistance on important financial matters is generally a wise choice, but there are instances where online tax prep services can be a practical choice. For example, single people who only have one source of earned income and don't own any property probably don't need to use a tax pro. In the cases of people that maybe this is your first time, or maybe the idea of doing something online, or the idea of using a computer is intimidating to you, that's what I'm here for. I won't charge you an arm and a leg like the big companies. I do charge what I think is a fair amount for my level of expertise. The courses that I have to take every year and the professional training that I have to keep up on. So I can help you. So if you fall into the category where you don't have anything you're not looking for any hidden tax deductions or credits or anything like that. Online tax prep sites do a good job of walking you through the process. You need to schedule plenty of time to gather your paperwork and fill out your forms. Depending on the value you place on your time, the potential savings may not be enough to justify the time it will take to tackle all those tasks on your own. So that's if you decide to do it on your own. There are a lot of good sites out there, and you can go to irs.gov and click on free filing, and it'll walk you through the steps. So those are good choices as well. When it makes sense to use a tax pro, Dave says, the IRS is in charge of income taxes, so it shouldn't surprise you that your taxes could go from simple to complicated in the blink of an eye. You could be eligible for a slew of additional deductions and credits when you're married, you have kids, you plan to itemize, you own a small business, you make donations to churches or charities, you have multiple sources of income, and you just don't have time to fill out all those forms. And that's when I can help you. I would refer you on to someone else if you've sold a home or anything as complicated as foreign income or any of those kinds of things. I place a value on my time, and I also believe that I'm providing a fair service for a fair price, and my choice is to stick with the less complicated types of returns. I can find all the deductions that you're eligible for, even if you itemize, but I will charge you a fair amount. By fair, I mean it won't be as much as some of the big name agencies that file taxes. I'll give you a deal. Anyway, so Dave goes on to say, unfortunately, many taxpayers miss out on important deductions by choosing the quicker, easier option of taking the standard deduction instead of itemizing. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, those taxpayers may overpay their taxes by nearly $1 billion every year. So the kind of money that's at stake, as a tax professional, I can spot some things for you that you may have not thought of. So anyway, it's your call, obviously, it's your money. But here's what Dave says. Tax software can be an inexpensive, convenient option in the right situation, but to make sure you're getting every deduction you deserve while lowering your stress level during tax season, a tax pro is the way to go. So leave a comment on my YouTube. Look me up, Freestyle Jazz or Debbie Freeze on Facebook. I also have a website that is up and coming. It's not quite ready to go yet. I don't use Twitter much, but I'm once you private message me, we can talk and we'll look at what your situation might entail. So, Dave says make an appointment with your tax pro today. So if you're interested, hit me up.